Another integral part of the ACE Express database is how people are associated with submissions and items. In ACE Express, people can be associated with data as a claimant, finder, owner, etc. Investigator allows you to search the database for a particular person and all of the items and submissions that are related. To search on submissions and items using a person's name, select person from the list at the top and enter the person's name or ID number in the adjacent box. Let's go ahead and select person. If you know the person's ID number, just type it into the field. Each person's ID will be a 10-digit number that is usually padded to the left by zeros. The search control will pad the number for you, so you would have to just type in the 3. Let's go ahead and try that now. Here we can see there's someone in the database called Gary Lewis, but there are no results here. You can see the name Gary Lewis and reference is equal to 0. But let's say we don't know the person's ID, but we do know a name. Let's try that out. Let's see what happens when we do that. We know that someone named Miller is here. Well, the database has two instances of Miller, a Matt Miller and a Brian Miller. Here you can see quick information, phone, and a date of birth. If one of these are the people you're looking for, just go ahead and click on select, and it will be selected for you. The investigator will then perform a search on that name, and it will return all the submissions that have Brian Miller associated with it. In this case, there are 5. Keep in mind, we typed in the name Miller, and because we typed in the name Miller, and there were more than one record, or more than one last name with Miller, it allowed us to choose. If we typed in a last name where there's only one result, let's say Mahler, it would find that in the database, but because there's only one named Moeller in the database, it found it and it returned it to us. It did not take us to the search feature. Here we can see the name Mahler, but there are no references to it, so it did not show you any submissions. If you want to go directly to the main search form, just click on this button. It will take you there. Here you can see the name Matthew Moeller. Here you can search on last name only, first name only, or name ID. No matches for that. You can see a Jones here. Let's go ahead and select him. And as you can see, there is an option here for a Jones. Keep in mind, the search feature is very powerful in that you can search on the last name of anybody that you have in the database. If the name doesn't exist in the database, you will not have the option of entering it in here. Simply because if you enter someone new in here, they're simply not going to be in the database, in any submissions in the database.